Sorry guys. I kept having this bug with the championship menu, but kept screwing up on me. But I could go into a different character, go to their championship menu, and it'll be fine. So I don't know why.
By all the stars! Look at the central column. I had no idea it was concealing something like this. Let's get a closer look.
That's how they contact. Good stuff. Now this one, right? Come on. Strange case of Jari. There's... I think it's in... Shadowfen? I think? Yeah, Shadowfen. You meet Jari actually, and his wife. It's his wife actually that I give you the quest. So Shadowfen's a worthwhile place to
This is the Key Rights Gallery, but not as I remember it. Now I see why we never managed to unlock the gates. Their power comes from this arcane helix. Amazing. With the helix exposed, these gates can finally reopen. Perhaps not all of them at first, but enough to reach most of Tamriel. The question for you, I suppose, is where to first? Can you believe this? Just look around. With this arcane helix exposed, the chamber is positively crackling with magic. The Key Rights Gallery has come to life, and I finally think I know why.
What do you mean? Why did it come to life?
Because of you. Matters in Tamriel are bleak. War rages in Cyrodiil. Daedric princes conspire. Dragons ride the winds of elsewhere. The Second Era needs a savior. I believe the gallery, perhaps even the Adamantine Tower itself, chose you.
What do you think I should do next?
The Key Rights Gallery opened doors to every corner of Tamriel, places I suspect that desperately need a hero's aid. This choice is yours to make, but wherever you choose to go, I'm sure adventure awaits. May the stars protect you.
I wish it could be the villain. Alright. Got Forgotten Adventures Trauma Box, the skill point, and the soul magic.
So, have you chosen where to go? What region of the world strikes your fancy? Not everyone gets to pass instantly from one side of Tamriel to another, you know. This is quite a gift.
Ow. Where's my foot? Do you plan to use one of the doors as well?
What, me? No, I've got work to do. The Cinderil will want every bit of this place searched and studied. Since I did the discovering, I'll probably end up leading the effort. Adventure abroad sounds all well and good, but my place is here.
Do you really think fate brought me here?
Well, fate's sort of a clumsy way to put it. No offense. Honestly, we may never know why you were chosen. But I believe there was intention here. Something, whether it be the stars, the gallery, or the tower itself, placed you here for a reason.
And Shizel, what brought it here?
Perhaps it followed you to prevent you from reaching your... well, destiny sounds a bit too grandiose. Let's just say to stop you from reaching your potential. Then again, maybe the power of this place brought you here to stop Shizel.
Guess we'll never know.
Probably not. But what's a life without unanswered questions, right? Boring, if you ask me.
Heck yeah. You think you'll ever unravel the mysteries of this place?
Ha! An elf can hope. Answering that question will probably keep me occupied for the next 100 years. Is the Helix connected to the Adamantine Tower? How does it perceive distant corners of Tamriel? I may never understand it, but I'll do my best.
Any thoughts on where I should go?
It is a bit overwhelming, isn't it? The whole of Tamriel is stretched out before you. We could start with the political considerations. 3 great alliances vie for control of Cyrodiil. Does the fate of the Pact, Covenant, or Dominion interest you? Excellent. You can visit Stros Mackay in Daggerfall Covenant territory, an island called Knarthy's Roost that the Aldmeri Dominion set its eyes on, or the Ebonheart Pack's domain.
Which is Bleak Rock. On second thought, I might want to travel outside the borders of the three great alliances.
I don't blame you. Interprovincial intrigue is the basis of my whole profession, and even I find it tiresome after a while. I suppose that widens the map a bit.
Where else could I find adventure?
Well, as I said before, threats to Tamriel have grown like weeds practically everywhere. Would you prefer to spend time among my elven kin, the Khajiit of elsewhere, or men of the north and south?
What can you tell me about elsewhere?
According to our spies, the land of the catfolk is in sorry shape. Imperial holdouts sit upon the throne, and a rage of dragons spilled out of the halls of Colossus, burning everything in their path. If it's adventure you seek, you'll find it there.
You mentioned elves, too. Where can I find them?
If you take the gate to Vardenfell, you can meet the Dark Elves, and maybe even the God King, Vivek. You could also travel south to Somerset Isle, our ancestral home and the primary seat of power for the High Elves.
Is there work to do on Somerset Isle?
Always. Though the natives don't make it easy. High Elves of Somerset don't share the Durrani's pragmatism. They're often too proud to ask for help. But our agents reported some strange activity around the Crystal Tower. It's probably worth a look.
Can you tell me more about these routes of men you mentioned?
Certainly. One of these gates appear to go to Western Skyrim, a mythical kingdom of Nords led by King Svargrim. The other leads to Blackwood, at the southern tip of Cyrodiil. Imperial remnants rule there.
What's the situation in Blackwood?
Our agents are investigating a handful of strange Daedric structures hidden away in the swamps near Gideon and Leowyn. I honestly couldn't tell you how they got there, but the presence of Daedric anything in Tamriel is always cause for concern.
Mm-hmm. Mentioned those two. Where can I find them?
If you take the gate to Vardenfell, you can meet the Dark Elves, and maybe even the God King, Vivek. You could also travel south to Somerset Isle, our ancestral home and the primary seat of power for the High Elves.
What's going on in Vardenfell?
Squeezing information out of the Dark Elves is delicate business. To be honest, we know far less about what's going on in Morrowind than we should. I can tell you that Vivek put out a summons for heroes recently. That's worrying.
Alright. I'll go to each one.
This door leads to High Isle in the Sisters Archipelago. Our spies believe leaders of the Great Alliances will gather there for a peace summit, but this will draw conspirators. They could plunge Tamriel into deeper chaos, unless you stop them.
Knarthy's Roost.
That's Knarthy's Roost, a Khajiit isle with emerging ties to the Aldmeri Dominion. Sea elves have been flexing their muscles in that part of the Topal Bay. Competing interests could lead to bloodshed. Someone like you could set things right.
Shows my car. Where to start the Bretons or the Daggerfall. First line, Knarthy's Roost will start the Aldmeri Dominion.
Stros Mackay. It's a fascinating island with rich Dwarven and Redguard history. Alas, it's been largely overrun by pirates. If the gallery elected to open a portal to the island, something extraordinary must be occurring there. So, ready to set out?
Yet. I haven't decided. Good old Bleak Rock.
It appears this one leads to Bleak Rock, a frigid Nord holding, north of Eastmarch. For this gate to choose such a remote location, something important must be taking place there. The gallery is beckoning you to face it. Ready to brave the cold?
No. Vardenfell. Beautiful.
This portal leads to Vardenfell. Fascinating, given that the Dark Elves only recently opened it to outsiders. Our spies indicate there might be something wrong with the Dunmer's God King, Vivek. Anything capable of that is a threat to everyone.
True. Barnenfell is very, very strange. If you want a truly alien experience, Barnenfell will give it to you. It's a beautiful chapter though, very interesting. Although first you might want us to do the pact stuff in Stonefalls and Deshaun first.
Western Skyrim, a cold place inhabited by colder people. They may disagree, but those Nords need fresh perspective. A group of vampires have mounted a shadow invasion. I hesitate to think on what they're planning. If anyone can stop them, it's you.
The one has finished the pact quest lines, as well as the main game quest line, including the stopping the plane mill first before you do Greymoor.
Somerset Isle, the ancestral home of all elves. Fair warning, our cousins in the Aldmeri Dominion can be a prickly bunch. But our spies indicate something is amiss at the Crystal Tower. They need an outsider's perspective. Someone like you.
I've already picked where I'm going to go.
Seems this portal leads to Blackwood, on the southern border of Cyrodiil. I read an intelligence report about a series of high-profile murders with links to the region. Daedric mischief, too. A warrior like you could do some real good there.
Alright, beautiful, lovely elsewhere.
This portal leads to elsewhere. The home of the catfolk is well worth visiting, especially in light of recent events. Reports indicate that dragons re-emerged there. Dragons? Hard to believe, but it's true. The Khajiit could definitely use your help.
Alright, I'm gonna travel to elsewhere and start the Season of the Dragon storyline. Kinda, not really, but you know. Let's go. Yes!
The dragon returns! Take cover!
Toothy jaws, claws as long as grain size, and wings so wide they blot out the sun. What it did not eat, it burned.
Dragons are bad enough, but undead tend to go on without
We
any.
will hunt these necromancers down and end this dragon.
The usurper queen feels secure in Rimmen.
Why come to me about the dragons?
We're about to change that.
What happens next is your own fault.
I suggest you go and bow before Queen Euraxia, before she has you thrown to the dragons.
That was awesome. Alright, that was the tutorial there, as well as the Elsewhere cinematic. Take care, see you guys in the next one. Peace.